best products and outstanding service. Your home improvement company, now open and hiring in the Southgate Mall next to Shields.
Join the Historical Museum at Fort Missoula for the 46th annual 4th of the Fort celebration. After a smaller event last year, they are bringing this event back full force. This old-fashioned, family-friendly event has something for everyone. July 4th, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Find live music, kids games, antique engine and model railroad displays, activity booths, mini ponies, food trucks and cold beer, and so much more. Admission is by donation. 4th of the Fort, details at fortmissoulamuseum.org.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. You're listening to Paddlehead Baseball, ESPN Missoula.
Back here at the ballpark, Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. My thanks again to Michael Schlack for jumping on with us for a few minutes. We're just about ready for the start of this ball game. Voyagers and Paddleheads. Missoula's on the field for the top half of the first, so let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Great Falls Voyagers. Leadoff man Braden Daniel approaching the plate right now. Jake Malik, didn't see him in the order last night. He bats second with Andy Atwood in the 3-hole. Riley Jepson once again cleaning things up. Michael Deeb moves up a few spots in the order. He bats 5th. Colin Runge bats 6th as the first pitch of the ball game in there for strike 1 in the outside corner. We're underway at 7:12 local time. A few minutes early. Scheduled 7:15 first pitch. We're underway at 7:12. Why not get a little jump on it? A 1 delivery on the way is low and inside to Daniel to even up the count. Colin Runge, continuing the order, bats 6th. Tavis Brunson, speedster. Tavis Brunson bats 7th. He's the DH. With Nick Emanuel batting 8th, the catcher, Adam Oviedo, will wind out the order for Tommy Thompson and the Voyagers. So Nick Emanuel back out there again. You may remember he was a replacement last night's game after an injury to Tyler Krabby. So fast forward a day, Krabby not out there once again. Now on the hill for the Paddleheads, the tall right-hander Nick Merkel making his second start. The 1-2 pitch is bounced foul. First base side. Voyagers in their black uniforms once again. Red numbers on the front, red numbers on the back, green numbers on the front, trimmed in green. And when you had a game like they had last night, why change up the wardrobe? 1-2, pitch to Daniel. This one's down, makes the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just keeping Daniel off the bases would be a step in the right direction in this ball game to start things off. Braden Daniel reached 6 times in the game last night. 6. 2-2 on the way. Is low for ball 3. Change up, missed below the knees. Count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is what Daniel did so well a night ago. He drew 4 walks in the game. Also hit a home run, a 2-run blast that kind of put the game on ice late in the game. Payoff on the way is fouled back by Daniel. Keeps the count full at 3-2. Also had 3 RBIs and 4 runs scored, 2 stolen bases. What did Daniel not do in the game last night? 11-4 win for Great Falls. We'll take a look at the defense for Missoula in just a moment. The payoff on the way once again. Cut on and missed. Pitch on the inside. Records out number 1. And a good way for Merkel to start things off. As Jake Malik approaches the plate, let's take a look at the Paddlehead defense. Starting in the outfield, going from left to right. Jared Akins in left. Keaton Greenwald in center field. Lamar Sparks got the night off last night, back out there tonight. He's in right field. Left side of the infield occupied by Cam Thompson at third. Kevin Watley at short. McLean O'Connor at second base. Jason Newman at first. On the right side of the infield, Breton Davis in the squat doing the catching, as Jake Malik spoils one foul on the first pitch he sees from Merkel to make the count 0-1. Mentioned Malik not in the starting 9 last night. Sure, a big reason why was because of the starting pitcher, Monsione, being a left-handed pitcher. Malik, a left-handed batter in the box. Tommy Thompson looking to not give the Paddleheads an advantage in that regard. But Malik, a pretty solid offensive player, average hanging around 300. 1-1 pitch, or the 0-1 pitch missed outside to make it 1-1. Mentioned average hovering right around 300, 295. Entering action tonight, does have 3 doubles, 6 driven in. The 1-1 pitch, fastball, just misses the outside part of the plate. It is William Minter calling balls and strikes tonight, with Ray Bidwell, who was behind the plate last night, at third, and Jordan Smart is at first. Those are your umpires. 2-1 pitch on the way is in the dirt, makes the count 3 balls and 1 strike. Merkel, a very solid outing, his first professional start last week against Billings. 5 2/3 innings, just 2 earned runs allowed, picked up a win in his first professional start. Must be fun to be pitching pretty close to home as well for Merkel. 3-1 on the way is bounced foul on the first base side, make the count full at 3-2. Merkel grew up around the Spokane area. That Schlack touched on that, the pregame interview. Also a connection with Mason Schwellenbach. That is such a cool thing from his time at Central Methodist at the NAIA level. Here's another 3-2, swing and a miss. Pitch on the outer half, another strikeout. So 2 Ks to start things off for Malik on the mound. Into the box now will be Andy Atwood. Mentioned this last night, you just don't see this very often with an offense. When they have a big night, as the Voyagers did, scoring 11 runs, 13 hits total, usually see pretty good production up and down the order. That was not the case last night as Andy Atwood swings and misses. Atwood took an 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. Eddie McCabe, who's not in the lineup tonight, he also had 4 Ks. So you had 2 guys, Deeb and Brayton Daniel, who I mentioned, reaching base 5 times or more in the game. And then you had Atwood and McCabe, who struck out 4 times in the game. But 2 outs, bases empty, top 1, no score. Merkel looking to strike out the side here in the top of the first. Good way to start this outing. The 1-1 pitch, off speed, fouled off the mask of Davis. Make the count 1-2. And yes, we've seen 2 3-ball counts the first 2 batters, but Merkel, for the most part, the first 2 guys he's faced, now the third, Atwood in the box, he's been ahead. Something the Paddleheads struggled to do all night last night. Weather completely different as well. What a gorgeous night we have here in the Garden City. This is more like it. The 1-2 on the way, up high with a fastball. 2 ball and 2 strike count. 2 away. Riley Jepson would hit next if this inning continues. Atwood waiting. Bit of a closed stance from the right side. The pitch. Breaking ball is low and inside. Looks like a slider on the inside portion to make the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. So once again, another 3-2 count. Proved to be a good omen to the first 2 batters. Let's see if the same is true here. Atwood waving the bat around, waiting on Merkel. Here it comes. This one a ground ball to the right of the bag. O'Connor has it cleanly, throws on to first. That's it for the top half of the first inning. So 3 instances, you see a 3-2 count. Merkel, though, a clean 1-2-3 frame with 2 Ks. Just what the doctor ordered to start a night off in Missoula. Paddleheads coming up. Keaton Greenwald batting 7th. Brenton Davis, 8th, and Jared Akins winds out the order for Michael Schlack on this Wednesday night. On the hill tonight for Great Falls, making his professional debut, product of Alabama State University. First pitch on the way, Watley is fouled back. Brayon Pooler, tall, lanky right-hander, making his pro debut. Had pretty good numbers at Alabama State, did Pooler this past season, as the 0-1 misses outside to make the count 1 ball and 1 strikes. Just concluded his collegiate career at Alabama State, that is NCAA baseball. Had a 10-3 record this past spring as the 2-1, or the 1-1 misses outside to make it 2-1. 10-3 record this past season with a 3.32 ERA, as this one is laced foul. 2-1 pitch onto that grassy knoll down the left field line. A lot more activity on that grassy knoll than last night. Everybody was just kind of huddled up. 2-2 pitch to Watley. Fastball didn't miss by much. Makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Watching the radar gun next to me, fastball from Pooley has been sitting around 89, 90 miles an hour. So pretty similar to Merkel in that regard. The payoff to Watley is sharply hit towards second. Backhanded stop by Atwood. Throw on to first in time to get Watley for the first out. So Watley strikes it well, but to the sure-handed Andy Atwood at second base for out number 1 as Cam Thompson steps up. Let's meet the rest of the defense for Great Falls. Michael Deeb out in the outfield and left. Brayton Daniel in center field with Jake Malik in right. That's your outfield from left to right. Colin Runge at third base. Adam Oviedo at short. On the left side of the infield, right side occupied by the aforementioned Atwood at second. Riley Jepson at first as Cam Thompson takes outside for ball 1 on the first pitch he sees. To continue, Riley Jepson at first. Nick Emanuel calling the balls and strikes for Pooley on the hill. 1-0 pitch is up high. Makes the count 2 balls and no strikes to Cam Thompson. Thompson had a couple of hits in last night's game. Missoula almost matched Great Falls' hit total a night ago. 2-0 pitch is outside to make the count 3-0. But the difference in the game was the free passes. Great Falls only issued 3 walks compared to 10, or 13, rather, that the Paddleheads did. 3-0 pitch on the way. Called strike with a fastball on the outside. So Pooley avoids the walk for now. Now a 3-1 count to Thompson. McLean O'Connor to follow. The pitch on the way is a high fastball. Swung on and missed. 3-ball, 2-strike count now to Cam Thompson. Just chased a pitch up high, what probably looked like would have been ball 4. Pooley working quick, the payoff. Up and in with a fastball, that's ball 4. So Thompson will take the free pass, and the Paddleheads have a man on here in the bottom half of the first inning. Stepping into the box now will be McLean O'Connor. O'Connor, just 1 hit, did pick up an RBI for his 1 hit he had in the late innings. O'Connor seemed to struggle picking up Gustafson, the starter from last night's game for the Voyagers. First pitch on the way to O'Connor, a big swing and a foul at home plate. Fastball up and away from O'Connor. Went fishing for it. At first glance, thought it was a straight swing and miss, but then saw the ball go straight down into the left-hand batter's box. So it was a foul tip at the plate by O'Connor. So the count now 0-1. Series finale between these two tomorrow night. Fun night at the Yard. Indigenous Heritage celebration here at the Yard. The 0-1 pitch is called strike. Fastball in the outer half makes the count 0-2. Jason Newman in the on-deck circle. Scoreless game, bottom 1. Runner on at first base is Cam Thompson. Riley Jepson guarding the bag, not directly on it. 0-2, target away from Emmanuel. Pitch on the way is a line drive center field. Drifting over to the left a bit is Daniel. He reaches up and makes the play for out number 2. So that ball hit pretty hard off the bat of O'Connor, but Daniel able to stride into left center field ever so slightly to make the play look pretty easy for the second out. Into the box now will be Jason Newman. But if you're going to take anything out of the offense so far for Missoula, they have squared up Pooley twice on the 2 outs. First pitch to Jason Newman, a big rip and a miss. Fastball, low part of the zone on the inside, makes the count 0-1. Newman was looking to jump all over that one, send that one towards the roaring Clark Fork. No exaggeration, that Clark Fork is huge right now. 0-1 pitch. This one hit pretty well. Left center field. Daniel racing back, looking up. This baby is off the scoreboard. Break off the paddle in the hat. It is gone. Off the scoreboard in left center field. Jason Newman leaves Earth for the 5th time this season, and the Paddleheads lead 2-0. RBI number 12 and 13 as well for Newman. That ball was roasted into left center field. Great way to get things going for the Paddleheads, as Lamar Sparks will now jump into the box. First inning, Paddleheads already have something they never had in the game last night, and that's a lead. Batter now is Lamar Sparks. First pitch to Sparks is in tight. Touched on Sparks getting the night off last night, but he has been swinging a hot bat when he's been out there. He's recorded a hit in 10 consecutive games he's played in coming into tonight. 1-0 pitch in tight for ball 2. 2-ball, no strike count. Mentioned Pooley making his pro debut. Always with young pitchers, you wonder how they react after giving up a home run. The 2-0 on the way is a line shot into left field. A base hit for Sparks. Give him another game with a hit. Now 11 consecutive games. Came into that at bat leading the team in batting average at .417. That puppy's going up as well. As Nick Gatewood will now jump into the box.
Now batting, designated hitter number 4, Nick Gator.
Gatewood also, multi-hit game a night ago, went 2 for 5. Drove in the first run of the game for the Paddleheads as well. In the 4th inning, an RBI single up the middle that made the score 4-1. Missoula never trailed by fewer than 3 runs the rest of the night, though. That 11-4 loss. Pitch to Gatewood, a fastball finds the outside corner to make it 0-1. But the home run ball from Newman gets the Paddleheads on the board here in the bottom half of the first. Gatewood a .312 average. Sparks takes off as this one's lifted pretty well. Left center field going back towards the wall. Deeb looks up. It's off the base of the wall. Sparks will easily score around from third. That's an RBI double from Nick Gatewood to make the score 3-0 Paddleheads. RBI number 18 on the year for Gatewood. Team best 9 driven in as well. Or not team best, 9 doubles for Gatewood. Makes the score 3-0. That one wasn't too far away from the one Newman just hit. Obviously, Newman's cleared the wall and was a little bit further to the right, being that it hit the scoreboard. That one was just to the left of the Energy Partners sign as Greenwald steps in and fouls it off. And if you keep seeing loud contact in this inning, you'd have to imagine you'd start to see the bullpen start to get ready. Because it seems like the Paddleheads are picking up Pooley pretty well right now. There are 2 outs in the frame. Pitch to Greenwald, 0-1. Curveball finds the outside corner. Strike 2. Haven't seen too many hooks from Pooley. Just dropped one in there. Jump ahead 0-2 of Greenwald. Greenwald, 269 average with 11 driven in entering this at-bat. Pitch 0-2. Another curveball. This one bounced towards Runge at third. He'll go the long way across the diamond and just does throw out Greenwald, who was hustling on the play. But two big swings from Nick Gatewood and Jason Newman puts the Paddleheads out in front. After one inning complete, Missoula leads 3-0.
What's up? This is Sammy B, the MC for your Missoula Paddleheads. Thanks for listening to Paddleheads Baseball on ESPN Missoula 102.9 FM.
Top of the second about to begin. Paddleheads have the lead 3-0 as Riley Jepson stands in. The first pitch to Jepson on the way, off speed, called a strike on the outside corner. 4, 5, 6 spots coming up for the Great Falls Voyagers. Riley Jepson in the box now, followed by Michael Deeb. The 0-1 pitch is fouled away to the left. Count 0-2. Then Colin Runge. So Jepson, Deeb, and Runge, 4, 5, 6 for Great Falls. Voyagers went down very quietly in the top half of the first inning. 2 strikeouts and a ground ball. The 0-2 on the way. Fastball up and away. Makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. Maybe a bit of an overthrow there from Merkel. Just a gorgeous night, though, in Missoula. Clear skies, not much wind, temperature right around 65 degrees. Just spectacular. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. That is already 3 strikeouts for Merkel on the mound. He is cruising so far, as Michael Deeb will now jump in. Deeb mentioned his successful night. He walked 3 times, had 3 RBIs, also 2 hits, went 2 for 3, reaching base 5 times. First pitch on the way to Deeb here is just outside to make the count 1-0. Merkel, once again, impressive. After looking good in his first outing. 1-0 pitch. Fastball right there for strike 1 on the outside. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Merkel not a guy that messes around on the mound at all. Once the hitter is ready in the box, he's set and coming to the plate, as he is here. The 1-1 is low and outside. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And watching his motion, his stature, almost seems like the right-handed version of Madison Bumgarner. Throws kind of that low 3/4 like Mad Bum does, as there's a ball bounced slowly to the left of the mound. Charging in is Watley, barehanded stop, throw to first, not in time. Great effort by Watley at his shortstop position. A barehanded stop throw was accurate to Newman, but Michael Deeb just had too much speed. So that little slow roller to the left of the mound sees the Voyagers collect their first hit. Into the box now will be Colin Runge. Voyagers trailing 3-0. It was Runge who got Great Falls on the board. In the very early going last night, it was a double into left center field. Runge was batting in the second spot a night ago. Doubled home Braden Daniel. Just did have the one hit, though, as Runge checks his swing and fouls it off on the first base side. 0-1 the count. Jason Newman, the long ball in the last half inning, team best 5th homer on the year. 0-1 the count with 1 out. Runner on at first. Nick Gatewood almost hit his second of the season as well to left center field. The 0-1 sharply hit, base hit into left field in between Watley and Thompson. So 2 consecutive hits. That one more of a ball that is what you expect to see as a hit. Was Michael Deeb was just kind of a thing, just a little dribbler to the left of the mound. As Tavis Brunson will now jump into the box. Brunson getting the Wiggles treatment with fruit salad. This is his walk up. Can't remember who it was. I saw recently, though, on social media, first pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Brunson, makes the count 0-1. That there was a musical act that, I can't remember who it was, that brought the Wiggles on stage at their show in the last couple of days. And the place just went nuts for the Wiggles. The 0-1 is low. And specifically the song Fruit Salad. Yummy, yummy. I don't know how I would react if I were at a live concert and all of a sudden the Wiggles come walking out. You got me. I've got no idea. 1-1 with 1 out. 2 runners on. Brunson very speedy in the box. The pitch on the way. Check swing and a pitch on the inside. I believe he went. No swing since Ray Bidwell at second base. That was awfully close. Couple of fans clamoring behind home plate. Sure looks like up here that he swung the bat. Maybe a break for the Voyagers there as the score is, or the count rather, is 2-1. Brunson, kind of a utility outfielder. 21 at-bats, has 8 hits to this point. Mention it, the great speed. 2-1 pitch is a high bouncer over the top of the mound. Watley has it, throws to first, and just does get Brunson for the second out. Knew it was going to be interesting with that high hopper over the top of the mound if Watley was going to be able to get there in time to throw out Brunson, but he just did to record the second out of the inning. Nicely done by Watley to charge in aggressively, make sure he could get an out. Stepping in now will be Nick Emanuel, returner from a season ago, product of NDSU, North Dakota State University. Was big last night after coming in for Tyler Krabby, who got injured. Check swing, nasty pitch on the inside, makes it 0-1. Breaker from Merkel just broke low and in to Emanuel and just broke him down. That was nasty, 0-1. Trying to pitch around a couple of hits as Merkel in this inning. Voyagers trying to fight back, trailing 3-0. The 0-1 to Emanuel is outside, even up the count. So Emanuel entered the game last night in the 5th after Tyler Krabby singled. He came up lame, rounding for first base. So Krabby kept out of the order once again. Emanuel, though, went 2 for 3. Had a double into left center field with 2 outs to score a couple of runs. That was a big swing. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball, inside corner, makes the count 1-2. Voyagers were able to add on a few more after that, but just one of those swings in terms of momentum in the game that just felt big. 2 outs, Paddleheads at the time were trailing by 3. Thinking if they get out of that inning, keep hanging around, maybe they can do something. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Change up. Off the plate away. Strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Merkel through 2 innings. And he strands 2 runners on at second and third. Missoula leads 3-0, headed to the bottom of the second inning on 102.9 ESPN and GoPaddleheads.com.
Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment is a local, family-owned business and proud sponsor of Missoula Paddleheads baseball.
Back here at the yard, Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. Paddleheads with the early lead, leading 2-0 as we enter the bottom half of the second. Inning will see Brenton Davis jump into the box to get this half inning started. some reason. First pitch to Newman. This one hammered foul. Look out, bullpen. 0-1. That one went lining right towards the pen. Bullpen pitchers didn't seem too worried, just kind of lifted their feet up out of the way. They got the baseball. Now we'll pick somebody on that grassy knoll to give it to. 0-1 on the way is grounded. Third base side, a fair ball past Runge. Down the line. This one goes all the way to the wall. Newman rumbling for 2, and he's there easily. Double to lead off the bottom of the third. Great start for Jason Newman. Home run and a double in his first 2 at-bats. Jumping into the box now will be Lamar Sparks. So Newman couldn't start the game any better offensively. Already a 2-run blast off the scoreboard. Give the Paddleheads the lead in the first. Now a double to start off things here in the third inning. Touched on it being a day early. Tomorrow, Thursday, the series finale. Indigenous Heritage Celebration. First pitch to Lamar Sparks. Misses up high. Makes the count 1 ball and no strikes. And quick note on that celebration as well. Definitely a game you're going to want to get here early for. Because the 1-0 pitch on the way is actually put into play. Gloved by Pooley to the right of the mound. Flips it to Jepson for the out. It was a check swing by Lamar Sparks, but inadvertently put the ball in play. Tough break for Sparks. He's now 1 for 2. All not lost as Newman moved up to third base on the play. But a 3-1 put out records out number 1. Now another RBI opportunity for Nick Gatewood. Gatewood, an RBI double off the wall in left center field. His first time in the box. First pitch, ground ball, backhanded by Jepson. Staying put at third base is Newman for the second out. So Gatewood hacking at the first pitch. Couldn't find a gap there on the right side of the infield. Nice backhanded stop by Jepson. And all of a sudden now there are 2 away. Very quickly. Keaton Greenwald now coming into the box. Greenwald hit a fly ball into left center field his first time. Tracked down by Michael Deeb for the final out of the first inning. So Greenwald 0 for 1. Looking to come up big here with Newman on at second base with 2 outs. Try to extend what is already a 4-0 advantage. Pooley coming home with the 0-1. Check swing, and Greenwald couldn't keep the bat back. Count 0-2 now. Talk about yin and yang in terms of conditions for the game last night. It was brutal in here. It was cold, windy, misty, rain. Looks like summer today. The 0-2. Greenwald skips away from Emmanuel on the third base side, but not far enough away to allow Newman to try to lumber on home. I would think, obviously, this play kind of getting taken out of baseball, pun intended, last couple of years, kind of referred to as the Buster Posey rule. Buster Posey blew out his knee on a collision at home plate. But thinking about a guy on the Paddleheads, the 1-2 to Greenwald somehow misses him. Makes the count 2-2. But if there's one guy maybe in the Pioneer in general that you wouldn't want to be on the wrong end of a home plate collision, I would think Newman would be right at the top. The 2-2 to Greenwald is skipped foul at home plate. So Newman's got it all working. Just a tough collision. He's big and strong. Moves pretty quick. Would just be like getting hit by a ton of bricks. Count is even to Greenwald, 2-2. Pitch on the way. Low and inside. Makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. If Greenwald can get himself aboard, we'll see Brenton Davis jump into the box for the second time. Inning began with Newman doubling down the left field line. Greenwald looking to knock him in with a clutch at bat with 2 outs. Full count. Pooley coming to the plate. This one bounced foul. into the Paddlehead dugout. Kind of a high hopper, so probably not one that was too dangerous. Seen a couple of curious foul balls. Last season, seemed like Billings was the spot where a bunch of them came. 3-2 pitches, swung on and missed. Actually, a foul tip into the glove of Emmanuel. Either way, strike 3, 3 Ks for Pooley on the mound. And for the first time, he sets the Paddleheads down scoreless. As we head to the top of the fourth, Missoula leads 4-0 over the Voyagers. You are listening and watching Paddleheads Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula and GoPaddleheads.com.
I am Jeff Laporte, an orthopedic surgeon and the medical director of the Missoula Bone and Joint Surgery Center. I'm here to welcome you to our new state-of-the-art facility in Missoula, Montana. Since we opened, the feedback from our patients has been very positive. Our goal was to build a facility that helps us provide the best surgical services by increasing access to patient care and also providing high-quality orthopedic surgical services. In addition to the usual outpatient procedures we have done for years, we can also offer joint replacement surgery and spine surgery with the option of an overnight stay. Research shows that patients' outcomes are better if they return home soon after surgery. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons, anesthesiologists, and support personnel are committed to providing the highest quality of care at our new state-of-the-art facility at Missoula Bone and Joint Surgery Center.
Missoula Bone and Joint. Quality care from people who care.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. Away from your radio? Stream Paddlehead Baseball live on 1029ESPN.com. Now back to the ballpark.
Middle part of the order coming up for the Great Falls Voyagers as we come on back for the fourth. Andy Atwood, a bunt attempt, bunts it foul. Not exactly something you're looking for from the number 3 hitter in an order, a drag bunt. But I guess when your offense struggles, as it has so far against Merkel, might as well try something to get you going. Something different, so to speak. 0-1 pitch to Merkel. From Merkel is bounced foul, especially the last couple of innings. Saw the Voyagers threaten in the first, but in the last couple, Merkel has seemingly lived in 2-strike counts, well ahead in the count. Huge juxtaposition to what we saw a night ago. The 0-2 on the way. This one, fly ball, right field, drifting over towards the line is Sparks on the move. He makes the catch, going into the wall and right. Nicely done by Lamar Sparks. That was not an easy play at all. Had to cover a good amount of ground. Going towards the foul line, that ball actually took him to the wall as well. That short porch had to deal with the wall, but made it look easy for out number 1. So Merkel gets a little bit of help from Sparks in that spot to record the first out. Riley Jepson now the hitter. First pitch to Jepson is a fastball on the outside, strike 1. Jepson always tough guy to face. Jepson came into the game second in the Pioneer League in batting average at .448. 0-1, ground ball sharply hit, but O'Connor has it. Going towards first base, throws to Newman for out number 2. So 2 pretty well-struck baseballs in this half inning, but Merkel getting help from O'Connor and Sparks. On the right side, 2 quick outs here in the 4th inning. That's also 7 retired in a row for Merkel on the hill. Michael Deeb will now jump in with 2 outs and the bases empty. Deeb has one of 2 hits so far for Great Falls in the game. First pitch to Deeb, fastball right there for strike 1. That's one thing you're seeing with Merkel also. He's getting into a great rhythm on the mound. Just playing catch. Working quick, the 0-1 pitch. Changeup, strike on the outside corner. Good pitch. Makes the count 0-2. You're seeing every type of pitch in any count as well. We'll go off speed early in the count or to put away a hitter. 0-2 the count. Merkel looking for strikeout number 7. The righty deals. This one reached for and fouled off to the left. Count stays at 0-2. The hit for Deeb was not exactly a line shot, just a little dribbler to the left of the mound. Great effort by Watley on the play, barehanded it from short, made a strong throw across. Deeb was just able to beat it out. 0-2 pitch on the way is skipped into home plate, 1-2. Reason for the cowbell, of course, the Big Creek Coffee jitter inning. If an opposing player strikes out, means free coffee for everybody. Without saying, definitely Tommy Evans' favorite inning, I would imagine, if he had to pick one. Biggest coffee guy I know. 1-2 pitch, ground ball right side, right to O'Connor. At second base on the second hop, throws to first in time for out number 3. No Ks for Merkel, but he just keeps cruising along through 4 scoreless. Paddleheads also cruising, leading 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning.
Your home of the Missoula Paddleheads.
Brenton Davis will start off what is the 4th inning, bottom of the 4th, for the Paddleheads, who have a 4-run advantage over the Great Falls Voyagers. Akins to follow, then the top of the order. First pitch to Davis, cut and miss at a fastball. Knee high, makes the count 0-1. Paddleheads will be, after tomorrow, on the road for a large stint. Had a lot of home games the early part of the year. The 0-1 pitch makes the count 1-1 missing low and outside. Trip to Kalispell this weekend. That'll be fun. Check out the new digs for the Range Riders. 1-1 pitch. This one fouled off to the left. And then on Monday was scheduled to be a off day next Monday, but they will actually be playing a makeup game against the Billings Mustangs next Monday. If you're in the area. 1-2 pitch. Slow and outside. Evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It will be an afternoon affair, a 1:05 start. That to help both teams out, having to play on an off day. Already kind of something that they would hope to avoid, obviously, as the 2-2 misses outside to Davis to make the count 3-2. But at least playing in the afternoon will give the players the evening to relax. And then after that, it's off to Melaleuca Field. The 3-2 pitch is outside for ball 4. Davis drawing the walk to lead things off. Just what the doctor ordered for this half inning for Davis. Does his job getting on base as the leadoff man in front of the hot-hitting Jared Akins. Now this becomes a precarious situation for Pooler. Akins swinging the bat well in recent games. Backed right up towards the top of the order. So that walk from Davis may not be something that jumps off the map, so to speak, but it really does a lot in terms of setting up the inning, as the first pitch to Akins is a strike at the knees, 0-1. So if you reach base in that spot as he did, got Akins in the box, swinging it well, just puts the Paddleheads in a good spot to set the table for the top of the order. 0-1. Pooler throws. This one is swung on and missed. Actually a foul tip, as indicated by home plate umpire it's William Minter behind the plate tonight. 0-2. Same crew as a night ago, just kind of shifting their positions. Count quickly 0-2 on Akins, who singled up the middle his first time. 0-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Pitch on the outer half, a changeup. Akins was fooled, was out in front. That is a strikeout. Record the first out here in the 4th inning. As the beer batter, Kevin Watley will jump in. Watley, quiet start to this point, 0 for 2. But still, potentially a few more opportunities. One for sure here, but a few opportunities to give the fans some discounted suds. Be discounted suds all night tomorrow, Thirsty Thursday, $3 domestic drafts, $4 craft beers. Runner takes off the first pitch, outside, throw down to second base is in, no! Sliding underneath the tag was Davis. That was awfully close. I think the throw beat Davis to the bag. Was anticipating he would be called out. But Davis must have just been able to sneak down under the tag. No word from Tommy Thompson. A little bit surprised he didn't come out. 1-0 pitch to Watley is up and away. Makes the count 2-0. Where that pitch missed from Pooler as well, almost was in a spot where it looked like it was a pitch out. But I don't believe it was by design. Either way, now a runner on at second base with 1 out. 2-0 pitch to Watley. Swing and a miss at a fastball right down Broadway. Makes the count 2-1. Watley must have been thinking about something different there. That thing was right down the pipe at the belt. Type of pitch you can smash. 2-1, here it comes. Swing and a miss. Knee-high pitch on the inside makes it 2-2. Another fastball from Pooler. Cam Thompson to follow. Missoula leads 4-0. Davis standing at second base with 1 out. Paddleheads looking to add on here in the bottom of the 4th. 2-2 offering to Watley. Bouncing ball right side. Backhanded stop by Jepson. He'll flip to Pooler for the second out of the frame. Sure-handed Riley Jepson records out number 2. Watley now 0 for 3. That will bring Cam Thompson into the box. Thompson has been on base twice. May remember back in the second there was a little indecision about his ball he hit on the right side of the infield. Saw a run come in, and they did go with what my initial thought was they ruled it an infield single and then an error made by Jepson, the first baseman. First pitch to Thompson, check swing, ball missing low and inside. Thompson did get credit for an RBI as well on the play. But with Akins at second base at the time as the man who scored on that play, without the high throw, Akins would not have come in to score from third without the errant throw from Jepson. The 1-0 to Thompson is popped up. Foul ground, third base side. Runji looks to have room. He reaches up, makes the play in foul territory for the final out of the fourth. So Davis stranded at second base in this inning. No runs for the Paddleheads in 2 consecutive frames. We're rolling on to the fifth with Missoula leading 4-0 over the Great Falls Voyagers.
Simon from Craven's Coffee answers the question, why single origin coffee?
What I love about single origins is the consistency. You identify the coffee. If it's of the quality that you're looking for, you're dialed into a level of consistency. Great single origin coffees have poise. They're just really elegant. They're just a wonderful example of that country's coffee. Type of the plant, soil, the climate, everything they want you to know about their coffee is in a really good single origin. So single origins are a real focus for us right now, and we're getting information out. It's going to be on grocery store fixtures where we talk to the consumer about single origins. And then to extrapolate it one step further, all our blends are blends of single origins. It's not as though we buy different grades of coffee for our blends. So when you get a blend, now you're getting the highlights from each of these countries.
Find your favorite Craven's Coffee blend at grocery stores, restaurants, espresso bars, coffee kiosks, and online at cravenscoffee.com.
In Italian, tagliere means to cut in two. How fitting, because when you visit Tagliere Deli, Missoula's best sandwiches are so mountainous, you'll certainly need to cut them in half. From the Food Network to the best of Missoula, the public has spoken, and Tagliere Deli in Missoula has the best sandwiches in the entire Garden City. If you haven't tried Tagliere or you're craving a delicious sandwich, either stop into the deli located next to the roundabout at Higgins and Beckwith, or tune in to Nuanez Now every Tuesday for your chance to win. Tagliere Deli and ESPN Missoula providing you free sandwiches every Tuesday.
This is Missoula Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Come on out to the yard tomorrow night. Join the Paddleheads, part of the Indigenous Celebration. Third annual Indigenous Heritage Celebration presented by ATG Cognizant and All Nations Health Center. It's a celebration of Indigenous history in the state of Montana, focused on education and culture. During the game, the players will sport specialty jerseys designed by an Indigenous artist. Fans also have the opportunity to bid on those jerseys. They'll be worn by the Paddleheads. That auction is live right now on gopaddleheads.com, so go check that out. Only part of the fun that will be taking place this weekend here at Allegiance Field. Colin Runji in the box leading off the frame. First pitch was a ball as the 1-0 is hit high in the air. Left center field, pretty well hit, drifting back at the wall, reaching up, and this ball is gone. Colin Runji runs into one. A solo blast into left center field puts the Voyagers on the board. The score is 4-1. A high towering ball into left center field. Akins made a leaping attempt to try to bring it back and could not. Colin Runji, that is his second home run of the year, RBI number 14. Was a changeup from Merkel out there. Runji was not fooled. Tavis Brunson steps in. First pitch to Brunson on the way. Big swing and a miss. Pitch on the inside makes it 0-1. So that breaks up the run of 8 retired in a row, emphatically in this half inning. 0-1 pitch to Brunson on the way from Merkel is low and inside to make the count a ball and 1 strike. Mentioned game tomorrow night, only the start of the Indigenous celebration. Events will be taking place on Friday and Saturday as well here at the ballpark, while the Paddleheads are on the road. 1-1 pitch missed outside. There will be a talent showcase on the 17th, Friday night. Then on Saturday, a 5K fun run and walk. 2-1 pitch is low to make the count 3 balls and a strike to Brunson. So Merkel looking to battle back after giving up the solo homer. Despite the Paddleheads seemingly in control the first 4 innings, just a 3-run deficit, so the Voyagers still hanging around in this one. Don't want to let them build up too much momentum. The 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Changeup, low part of the zone, makes the count full at 3-2. Nick Emanuel, the number 8 batter in the order, waits next. Brunson last time bounced out to Watley at short. Full count, 3-2. Here it comes. This one bounced slowly to third. Thompson corrals it on the second hop, throws low, but Newman's got it for the out. So Brunson retired for the second time. Believe broke his bat as well. It kind of had that hollow sound. Thompson able to make the throw quickly across to gun down the speedy Brunson. It's one of those guys that, despite not being the most powerful hitter in the world, he's a guy you kind of fear in that you just don't want him to get on base. With that speed, once he gets on, it becomes such a thing you got to worry about. As a pitcher on the mound, just changes everything. As Nick Emanuel steps in, first pitch to Emanuel, finds the outside corner with a changeup, 0-1. A lot of off speed from Merkel in this half inning, featuring a lot of changeups early in the count. As he threw there to Emanuel to jump ahead, 0-1. Target inside, pitch from Merkel is grounded foul on the first base side to make the count 0-2. And that's something Michael Schlack touched on in the pregame interview we had before the game here on 102.9 ESPN, was just a pitcher's ability to control his secondary stuff along with his fastball. It's just so important for a pitcher on the hill to have control early in the count, so you're not predictable on the mound. The 0-2 pitch is fouled straight back. Manuel seemed to be on that one. Fastball on the inside. Count stays at 0-2 though. Emanuel, one of 6 strikeout victims for Merkel on the hill. Voyagers do find the scoreboard for the first time in this inning thanks to Colin Runge, a solo blast into left center field to make the score now 4-1. Still in favor of Missoula. 0-2 pitch, misses the outside, makes the count 1-2. Five hits for the Paddleheads, 3 for the Voyagers. Starter Pooler, the other side, settled down after giving up runs in his first 2 innings. The 1-2 offering to Emanuel. Cut on and a foul tip into the glove of Davis for out number 2. Strikeout number 7 for Merkel. Adam Oviedo will now be the batter. I think this is what's playing now is my favorite mock walk-up that the Paddleheads give to opposing batters. Some type of a duet between SpongeBob SquarePants and Patrick. First pitch is up and in for ball 1. Every time I hear it, it makes me almost laugh. I don't know what it is. I think one that needs to get added to the rotation, 1-0 pitch to Oviedo, is a called strike on the outside. We need a little saxophone action. Give me some George Michael. We need Careless Whisper. I haven't heard that one. That's always a great mock walk-up. There's actually a few major leaguers that use that on purpose as their walkout song. The 1-1 pitch is skied into right center field. Moving over as Sparks makes a backhanded stop in the gap in right center field, and that will do it for this half inning. After the solo home run from Runge, it was
Missoula.
Home half of the fifth inning about to get rolling here from Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. Missoula will send McLean O'Connor to the plate to lead off the frame. First pitch, O'Connor swings and misses at a high fastball out of the zone, 0-1. O'Connor, quiet start to the game, 0 for 2. Pitch on the way, 0-1, misses the outside. So Pooler trying to go right back out to a similar spot where O'Connor chased it. Stayed off that time, count now evened up. 1-1 delivery, curveball, good pitch, strike. A lot of break on the outside. Makes the count 1-2. So O'Connor, Newman, and Lamar Sparks in this half inning. Middle part of the order. But the Paddleheads leading by 3. The 1-2 pitch, foul, straight back. Fastball, elevated in a 2-strike count. Pooler probably lucky that O'Connor didn't do more with that than foul it back. This count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. O'Connor, a native of Nevada. The 1-2 pitch on the way is a high fly ball down the left field line. Pretty well hit. If it's fair, it's gone, and this baby is gone. McLean O'Connor strikes with 2 strikes for his 4th home run of the year. Break out the paddle in the hat. It's 5-1. Impressive swing of the bat by McLean O'Connor. And since coming off the inactive list, the long ball has been there for McLean. And indeed, there is the paddle in the hat. As Jason Newman will jump into the box. Speaking of home runs, here comes the big fella, Jason Newman. First pitch to Newman is taken below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes. Great start to the game for Newman. He's already got a 2-run homer and a double. He's 2 for 2. 1-0 pitch to Newman coming here. Fastball misses. 2 ball, no strike count. The way Pooler's throwing to Newman seems to me like he's pitching around him. He wants nothing to do with Newman. First 2 kind of nibbling, so to speak. The 2-0. Low and outside, not even close to make the count 3 balls and no strikes. Newman mentioned it last night, was just starting to get hot at the plate when he went down with that injury. Was on the shelf for about 10 days. But today, or yesterday and today, it's proved that layoff hasn't affected him. As the 3-0 is swung on, driven to right, that baby's gone. Newman goes the opposite way on a 3-0 pitch to hit his 2nd home run of the night. You've got to be kidding me. The long ball is flying in the Garden City on a Wednesday night. It's 6-1 Paddleheads. Guess we're going to have to break out the paddle again. As for the first time this season, the Paddleheads have gone back to back. O'Connor and Newman launching long balls. 6-1 Missoula. As Lamar Sparks jumps in. Sparks has got plenty of pop. Can they make it back to back to back? Pooler throws. Sparks takes a breaking ball low for ball 1. Was a little surprised not to see Sparks go after it. Sparks, one of those guys oftentimes early in the count will just hunt and take big rips. 1-0, it check swing, foul. That one goes over the top of the concession area. That's pretty impressive, actually. For a check swing to see a ball go that far, that just shows you how much bat speed Sparks is providing. A ball and a strike the count. But both McLean O'Connor and Jason Newman leave earth in this inning. The swing from Newman was very impressive. On a 3-0 pitch, goes the opposite way to right for his 6th homer of the year. Newman, actually, with that home run also, ties Gabe Wirtz of the Mustangs for the Pioneer League lead in dingers. That's very impressive as well. 3-1 pitch. Sparks hits one very high, deep to left. This baby's way back, and they go back to back to back. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Lamar Sparks sends one to Frenchtown, and it's 7-1 Missoula. 3 home runs in a row, and they're on their feet at Allegiance Field at Ogren Park. That thing was tattooed to dead center field, or left field rather. Lamar Sparks, his 2nd home run of the year. Here comes Tommy Thompson. This probably will be the end of the road for Pooler. O'Connor, Newman, and Sparks go back to back to back. Unreal. I do not remember a sequence from last season that saw Missoula go 3 home runs in a row. They went back to back a few times, with Zach Almond and Nick Gatewood doing so. Pooler indeed will depart after some discussion. Thought for a moment maybe Thompson would stick with Pooler after a long conversation, but we are going to see a new pitcher come out for the Great Falls Voyagers, and it's a returner from a year ago, left-hander Brad Demko. So Demko's coming in. The Voyagers cut the deficit to 3 in the top half of this inning. The Paddleheads said very quickly, well, that little bit of momentum's not going to last long. And it came on a solo homer from Runge. Missoula then said, well, we'll take your 1 homer and raise you with 3. What a fun inning. And all 3 of them a little bit different as well. Saw Newman go the opposite way to right. O'Connor, kind of a straight pull shot into left center. And then Sparks, it's a towering blast down the left field line. After a night that saw few things go right for the Paddleheads in an 11-4 loss, a home run ball maybe taking your frustrations out, so to speak. But not to be outdone, also Nick Merkel on the hill. He has been fabulous through 5 innings. Just the 1 blip, the solo home run. Other than that, Great Falls hasn't really built anything up offensively. We'll reset. Back to the action now as Nick Gatewood steps in. Sure, big reason why Demko's out there. Left-hand batting Gatewood coming into the box. First pitch from Demko is low and outside. This is Demko's 7th appearance for Tommy Thompson here in 2022 out of the bullpen. 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, 7 runs allowed. The 1-0 delivery is on the outside corner. Does have 12 Ks in those 7 innings. Has faced Missoula 3 times. Total 3 1/3 innings pitched. 1-1 pitch, changeup below the knees. Gatewood had a rip. Makes the count 1-2. Just about came out of those neon orange shoes going after that one. Demko against Missoula. 3 outings has given up 6 runs as the 1-2 is swung on and missed. Another off-speed pitch. That is the first out recorded here in the bottom of the 5th as Keaton Greenwald will now jump into the box. So Pooler had settled in, so to speak, for a few innings after giving up runs in the 1st and 2nd. Scoreless frames in the 3rd and 4th. Then, Paddleheads big time jump on Pooler here in the 5th as Greenwald swings and misses at the first pitch. 3 home runs in a row. And this crowd was loving it. They were on their feet. 0-1 delivery. Swinging a ground ball left side. Runji has it to the right of the bag. Throws on to first. Jepson hit the deck. This ball will go down the right field line. Stopping at second is Greenwald. Jepson looks to be all right at first. Not sure where he lost his footing. Just saw the throw go over from Runji and realized that Jepson wasn't there. He was on his behind. Not something you see too often. That will be an error charged on, I would believe, an error charged, but where? Because you can't charge it to Runji. That wasn't a bad throw from Runji across the diamond. And Jepson lost his footing. So maybe that will be a hit for Greenwald. We'll have to see. Maybe one of those instances where you can't charge an error to anybody. First pitch to Brenton Davis on the way is a called strike. Count is 0-1. So once we get in a decision from the scorer, we'll let you know. 0-1 count with the runner on at second. One away. The pitch to Davis misses low and outside. Even count now, a ball and a strike. Missoula extends their lead, largest of the game in this inning, thanks to the 3 home runs, to 7-1. Idaho Falls Chuckers also leading over Ogden. Greenwald takes off on the 1-1 pitch and takes third easily without a throw from Emmanuel. So Greenwald apparently saw something. Picked up a tell from Demko while he was on second. He easily takes third. Infield will now come in. The 2-1 to Davis. Swing and a miss. Fastball at the knees. Evens up the count at 2. Davis has reached base once on a walk, looking for anything just to put the ball in play. The 2-2 is bounced, foul, first base side. So the infield, as I mentioned, in across the board for Great Falls in this spot with the runner on at third and less than 2 outs. Jared Akins, the man on deck. Greenwald's the runner on the bases at third. 8 hits for the Paddleheads to this point, doubling up the Voyagers. The 2-2 from Demko. Swing and a miss at a fastball on the inside part of the plate. Strike 3 records the second out. Second K for Demko in this frame as well, as the batter will now be Akins. There's some more action going also in the pen. Looks like C.J. DeBose, kind of a utility arm guy that appears both as a starter and a reliever, up and throwing in the Voyager pen. Jared Akins singled in his first at-bat, struck out swinging. That was against Pooler back in the 4th. First pitch, look out, way up and in to Akins, makes the count 1-0. But the damage already done from McLean O'Connor, Jason Newman, and Lamar Sparks. Back-to-back home runs. The 1-0 pitch is a check swing. They'll appeal to third. Bidwell rings up Akins. Fans not happy about that call. I don't know about it. That's the second time I've disagreed with Bidwell for a different reason. There was one where they said a Voyager hitter did not swing, and I thought he swung. That time I didn't think Akins swung, and Bidwell did think he swung. The 1-1 pitch, here we go again. Bidwell this time does not ring him up. And if anything, that one looks more like a swing than the previous pitch. What do I know? Count 2 balls and a strike. to Akins. 7-1 advantage. Greenwald standing at third. Runge playing in at third base. Pitch to Akins. Good spot with a fastball. Right at the knees on the outside corner. Makes the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bullpen for Missoula, dead quiet. Nothing going on. Will be Merkel for the 6th. Why wouldn't it be? It's pitched to beauty. The 2-2 on the way. Low and outside to fill up the count. Fakins gets aboard. We'd see Watley come into the box for the first time. He would hit from the right side as well for the first time in the game. His first 3 at-bats were against the righty Pooler, would now, in theory, face Demko unless Thompson makes a change. The payoff, 3-2. Line drive, center field. That one gets down in front of Braden Daniel. That drives home another run for Missoula. RBI base hit for Jared Akins to make the score 8-1. 5th RBI on the year for Akins. And the batter indeed will be Kevin Watley. Sure, Watley is happy to see a different guy in the mound than Pooler. Struggled against Pooler in 3 at-bats. Didn't really ever seem to pick him up very well. Watley 0 for 3 entering this at-bat. Hit a slow roller back to the mound his last time. See if batting from the right side brings more success for Watley. First pitch to Kevin Watley is up and away. 1 ball, no strike count. Mentioned the Chuckers still having success, looking to pick up their 2nd win in as many nights against the Raptors. They lead 4-0. Range Riders battling back after trailing by 5. It's now a 2-run game out in Kalispell. Throw over to first, gets away from Jepson. Akins is going to stop at second. That one was on Demko. That was just a low throw back to first. And to quote Bull Durham, Demko kind of lollygagged it over to first. Just kind of like a half-hearted throw. Didn't put anything on it. Ended up throwing it too low where Jepson couldn't handle it. So now Akins in scoring position at second base with 2 outs. Count 1-0 to Watley. Demko throws. Swing and a miss. Pitch on the outer half evens up the count at 1. Good sink on that fastball on the outer half from Demko. 4 runs in this half frame for the Paddleheads. Lead stands at 7. The 1-1 from Demko on its way. This one just misses the outside. 2-1 now the count. And a great answer. Obviously, anytime you can score 4 runs in an inning, that's a step in the right direction. But to do it after the Voyagers scored a run, great answer. Voyagers kind of felt like probably they're hanging around a bit after the home run ball. The 2-1 pitch is in, or no, a late called strike. Pitch on the inside looked like Watley had to kind of spin out of the way, but was still called a strike. 2-2 with 2 outs. Akins at second. Thompson would bat next if Watley can get on base. Demko peeks back to second, comes home. Breaking ball, strike 3 on the outside corner. Good pitch from Demko right on the black, and that retires the side. Missoula scores 4 runs in the 5th inning, highlighted by not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs.
We now return to Paddlehead Play-by-Play on ESPN Radio.
Sixth inning begins with Braden Daniel in the box for the Great Falls Voyagers. 1-2-3 hitters coming up for Great Falls. First pitch was a ball. The next one also misses the zone. 2-0 count. So Daniel, Malik, and Andy Atwood. Top part of the order, 1 through 4, has been dead silent for Great Falls to this point. 2-0 pitch. This one just misses. Makes the count 3-0. So Jepson, Atwood, Malik, and Daniel, top 4 hitters in the order. Combined, coming into this inning, 0 for 8. None of them have reached base to this point. 3-0 to Daniel. Is at the knees, strike 1. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Malik has only given up 3 hits to this point and has 6 strikeouts. Great outing through 5. The 3-1 on the way is a Texas leaguer over Watley's head into left center for a base hit. Sounded like a broken bat as well, but Daniel just able to muscle that one out into the outfield to pick up a knock. Not going to reach base 6 times like last night in all likelihood, but still making it tough on the Paddleheads. That actually is the first leadoff base runner aboard for Great Falls. That was something that Missoula struggled with last night as well in that loss, as the Voyagers saw 6 leadoff men get on base. First pitch to Malik is skipped foul at home plate. That hit looks like may start some bullpen activity down the left field line. Seeing a couple guys starting to move around. 0-1 the count to Jake Malik. Malik has not fared well against Merkel. Specifically, touched on the lack of success of the top 4 hitters. But Malik has struck out twice. The 0-1 on the way here is just off the plate. Evens up the count, a ball and 1 strike. Just about lost the sun to the west. Sure, a very nice sunset with a few wispy high clouds hanging around, but mostly clear, almost no breeze in the ballpark tonight. 1-1 the count to Malik. Here it comes. This one knee high and a strike with a breaking ball. Good pitch to make the count 1-2. Andy Atwood to follow in a 7-run game in the top of the 6th inning. With all the offensive production to this point for Missoula, got to wonder what's cooking for the peanut inning. Do they got some more things coming? The 1-2. Sammy B thinks so. Of course, when does Sammy B not think something is cooking? Ball and 2 strikes, the count to Jake Malik. Leaning over is Merkel. Daniel, not a large lead. This one misses off the plate. Evens up the count at 2. And it looks like we are going to see some bullpen activity get started soon. Cody Thompson just got up. It's kind of funny thing. It only happened for a brief time last night. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Change up, strike 3 on the outside corner. Froze Malik. There's another K for Merkel. Strikeout number 7. Second strikeout looking, and that's the hat trick as well for Jake Malik. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Well, he probably didn't know Merkel's name before tonight. Did Malik? He does now. As Andy Atwood steps in with 1 out and a runner on at first. First pitch to Atwood, he fouls it off to the right. So Thompson just started throwing in the pen. He may, at this point, be thinking about the 7th inning. C.J. DeBose still throwing in the other bullpen for Great Falls. He may come in to pitch the bottom of the 6th. I would be surprised if he didn't. Throw over to first, checking on the runner Daniel. The only question is Cam Thompson is scheduled to lead off the next half inning. So you could see Tommy Thompson stick with Demko to start, with the left-handed batting Thompson coming up. That all just part of the jigsaw puzzle that is professional baseball. 0-1, 1 out, 8-1 score. Paddleheads lead here in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch is past Davis to the backstop. That allows Daniel to move up to second. Count now 2 balls and a strike to Atwood. Now is a spot where seemed to me like Davis wasn't ready for that particular pitch. Wasn't that far off the plate. Got off the glove of Davis behind the plate. These two guys obviously still just getting to know each other, so could have gotten a sign mixed up in that instance. Now a runner in scoring position as the Voyagers look for an answer after the Paddleheads scored 4 in the bottom half of the last inning. Back-to-back-to-back homers. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball off the glove of Merkel, goes out towards Thompson. There will be no play. That will be an infield hit for Andy Atwood. Merkel couldn't quite handle that one clean off the mound. I believe it was his glove hand where it hit. He's kind of checking on it now. Looks like trainer Luke McCarthy is going to go out just for good measure, just to make sure. And actually, Merkel is looking at his pitching hand. He's kind of moving it around, so that's probably a good sign. There is 1 out here in the inning. Voyagers runners on at the corners, one of the better run-scoring situations they've had all night. But both manager Michael Schlack and trainer Luke McCarthy out looking at Merkel. Looks like Merkel's all right, though, as Luke and Schlack will make their way off the field. Batter will now be Riley Jepson, with runners on at the corners and 1 out. Riley Jepson, quiet to this point, 0 for 2. First 2 games has been pretty quiet. First pitch to Jepson here is skipped into home plate, ball 1. Jepson, just 1 hit so far through the first 2 games of this series. Was an RBI base hit in last night's game. Jepson, always a guy I think of in terms of production for this Great Falls team. The 1-0 is a grounding ball towards O'Connor at second, flips to Watley for 1, and that's all they'll get. As Jepson beats it out to first, coming in to score on the play as well is Braden Daniel. That makes the score 8-2. So score that, a fielder's choice, 4-6. And an RBI for Jepson. That's his 13th RBI on the year. The Voyagers tack on runs in 2 consecutive innings, score now 8-2. Inning continues with Michael Deeb coming into the box. It was one of those where the ball was just hit a little bit too slow to O'Connor to have a chance to turn a double play. First pitch to Michael Deeb, big swing and a miss at a fastball on the outside, 0-1. That's the thing as well with Jepson. He's a big guy. Stands at 6'5", but he runs very well. He's a very athletic guy. 0-1, the pitch to Deeb. This one grounded, foul. Going out towards the third base coach's box a bit where Brandon Close stands. Count 0-2. A lot of times you'll see Tommy Thompson coach third base, but not tonight. Count 0-2, 2 away. Merkel looking to get out of this inning with just the one run getting on the board. 0-2 is the count to Michael Deeb. Deeb, an infield hit, also bounced out to O'Connor, 1 for 2. Waiting on the 0-2, here it is. This one is just low. Makes the count 1-2. Change up on the outside. Davis tried to frame it up. It was close. Makes the count 1-2. Great pitch either way by Merkel. Could not have placed it in a more perfect spot in an 0-2 count. Deeb waits, here it comes. This one grounded slowly, foul. Right in front of Davis, but did bounce off to the left a bit. It's one of those as well where you see a ball bounced right at home plate. Sometimes you can't tell if it's going out into the field or if it's doing the exact opposite, coming at you. A ball and 2 strikes is the count to Michael Deeb. Merkel leaned over, looking in at Deeb. Merkel looks ready, sets at the belt, target in, the pitch on the way, misses outside, runner on the move is not thrown out as the ball gets away from Whatley. That was going to be close if that was a clean exchange at second base. That throw was put on pretty quick by Davis, just to the right of the bag. Whatley just couldn't quite grasp it. Pitch missed outside as well to Deeb, so the count is now even at 2 with 2 outs. A run in thanks to an RBI ground out from Jepson, the man it stands at second base. 2-2. The pitch to Deeb. Change up. Low for ball 3. Close again. Didn't quite get the call. Count now full at 3-2. Touching on it again, the athleticism of Jepson. When do you see a guy his size steal with 2 outs? That type of a scenario, not many. The payoff on the way. Deeb hits a high chopper on the second hop. O'Connor has it, throws on to Newman. That's it, that's all for the top of the 6th. Just the 1 run on the RBI ground out for Great Falls in this half, and we are headed to the peanut inning, bottom of the 6th. Missoula leads 8-2.
Hi, I'm Dave Lapham. I was motivated to have surgery because I can no longer do the things I love doing without the pain. I had a total knee joint replacement surgery, and I'm so happy with the care that I received. The surgery went so well, I was up and walking within a few hours and went home the next morning. I would recommend Missoula Bone and Joint to anybody who wants to keep being active without the constant pain. I loved having surgery at an outpatient setting so I could recover at home, and I can't wait to get back to my outdoor activities.
went back to back home runs. Almost seemed like a Drake song for a second. They wanted back to back. I guess Drake just had back to back, not back to back to back. First pitch to O'Connor is on the outside, 0-1. O'Connor so far 1 for 3. Pitch on the way, bouncing ball to the left of the second base bag, off the glove of Oviedo. Off the heel of the glove. It bounces into center field. There's a gift for the Paddleheads here in this inning. O'Connor reaches on the error from Oviedo. That's the third error of the night. That brings Jason Newman into the box. What a night it's been for Newman. Swinging the bat. He's 3 for 3. 2 home runs and a double so far. Safe to say Newman is seeing it well, coming off the inactive list. First pitch to Newman is called a strike on the outside. We'd have to check in on what's going on in Kalispell. Obviously, the Mustangs in action as well. But Gabe Wirtz led the league coming into tonight with home runs with 6. Newman with the 2 homers has matched that mark. Runner takes off the 0-1. Pitch missed outside. There will be no throw to second as O'Connor slides in head first for some style points. Almost overslid the bag, did O'Connor. By the time he finished the slide, O'Connor's feet were almost on the bag. Almost slid right by it. There's no throw, so that inconsequential. But he'll probably get some grief for that in the Paddlehead dugout on the third base side. One and one, 1 out. This is the favorite for mine of the peanut chants, where they've got half the stadium saying pee, the other half saying nuts. Me being an Oregon Duck guy, of course I like that. That's one of the famous chants at Duck games, football games. During the coin toss, half the stadium goes go, then the other side goes Ducks. I'm sure there's something that they do like that at Wa Grizz as well during the fall. 2-1 pitch, misses down low, makes the count 3 balls and 1 strike. That's one thing I've got on the agenda this fall. Got to make it to some more games at Washington Grizzlies Stadium, football games. Been there quite a bit this spring with Tucker Sargent in the Grizz Lax team. Did very well this year, making it to the national semifinals. 3-1 count to Newman. Here it comes. This one, a line drive right up the middle. Base hit for Newman. They're going to wave O'Connor around. Here comes Daniel's throw. It's late. And O'Connor scores to give the fans the peanuts. What a night for Jason Newman. Another RBI. He's now 4 for 4. He's just a triple short of the cycle. Sammy B is loving it. He's fired up. He was looking for peanuts, and he gets the peanuts. RBI single as well makes the score 9-2 Paddleheads. What a performance from Newman. First pitch to Sparks. Big swing and a miss at a high fastball. He was thinking about doing one thing. First pitch of that at-bat, and when that was parking one. Sparks, also a homer. 2 for 3 to this point. The 0-1 pitch, up and in. Evens up the count at 1. May have just been a single from Newman. Man, that thing was mashed going back up the middle. 1-1 with 1 out. Pitch to Sparks, low and outside. Makes the count 2 balls and a strike. But what a difference a night makes. Flipping the script from a night ago. If the night indeed is over for Merkel, His final line, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts. As Sparks hits one right on the screws to Oviedo on one hop, flips to Atwood on the first now, 2, a double play. So very quickly, the Voyagers out of the 6th inning, but not before the Paddleheads score a run thanks to Jason Newman, who is having himself a night. 4 for 4, 2 long balls, and 4 RBIs. And he's not done. Maybe we'll get one more at bat before this game ends. We're headed to the 7th inning. Missoula extends the lead back up to 7th, matching their largest lead of the night. Score 9-2 as we head to the top. Will be the Indigenous Heritage Celebration. The Paddleheads will host their 3rd annual Indigenous Heritage Celebration presented by ATG Cognizant and All Nations Health Center. The ball game tomorrow night, the Paddleheads will rock specially designed uniforms that were made by an Indigenous artist. Fans have the opportunity as well to bid on these jerseys. They're on the silent auctions are live right now online. You can find the link, gopaddleheads.com. All the proceeds from that auction go to the All Nations Health Center. Then the rest of the weekend, there's a talent showcase of Indigenous members of the community on Friday night, and then a 5K fun run and walk on Saturday. All of those events taking place right here, Allegiance Field, Oakland Park. Thompson comes into the fray to start off this inning to face Runge. The first pitch on the way is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike count. Cody Thompson, 6'3" on the mound, 25 years old, Virginia native. Has been a very solid weapon for Michael Schlack to this point out of the pen. 1-0 pitch is up high, makes the count 2 balls and no strikes. Colin Runge in the box, got Great Falls on the board. Back in the 5th, a solo home run. 2-0, Thompson sets and delivers. This one low for ball 3. 3 ball, no strike count. So Runge, seeing the ball well so far tonight, 2 hits. It's in the driver's seat. 3-0 count. Runge, Brunson, and Emmanuel. 6, 7, 8 spots on tap in this inning. 3-0, the pitch to Runge is on the inside for strike 1. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Continues to just be a spectacular night. Couldn't find a much better evening to come watch a game. Types of nights that you dream about in December. The 3-1 pitch is outside for ball 4. So Runge leads off the 7th with a free pass. That's going to bring Tavis Brunson into the box. Hopefully that will just be a blip for Thompson on the mound. This is Thompson's 6th appearance out of the bullpen. 7 innings pitched. He's given up just 1 run to this point. First pitch, Brunson out in front. Swing and miss at a changeup on the outside, 0-1. Brunson has bounced out twice in the game. He's 0 for 2. Going to be tough to double off Brunson. Have touched on his great speed coming out of the left-hand batter's box. 0-1 delivery. This one fouled off to the left. 0-2 now. And Brunson, the design on his bat, kind of almost looks like stripes going up and down. I don't think I've ever seen a bat look like that in my life. I mean, it's like striped. Almost looks more like a party favor. 0-2 the count. Thompson's ready. Runner at first, Runge takes off. The 0-2 is high. Throw down to second base is off the glove of Watley, but it does not carry him into center field. Runge beat the throw anyway, so that a stolen base either way, even if Watley was able to handle it clean. So Runge moves up to second. That's something the Voyagers do a good job of doing, being active on the bases. Came into tonight's game having already attempted 30 steals on the year. Successful now 22 times. The 1-2 pitch is a line drive down the left field line. This one's going to get down in front of Akins. Fair ball. Here comes Runge. He'll score easily, and Brunson strides into second with a double. RBI double off the bat of Tavis Brunson. Voyagers have now been on the board in 3 consecutive innings, still trailing by a wide margin. Score is 9-3 now. That's 2 base runners in a row, and Thompson is visually ticked off on the mound. Batter will now be Nick Emanuel. Thompson, after giving up that hit, just slammed the rosin bag down on the mound. See if he can take a deep breath and hone it in here. First pitch to Nick Emanuel on the way. Knee-high strike. Good spot there. Make the count 0-1. Quiet night so far for Nick Emanuel. A pair of strikeouts, both of those at-bats against Merkel. You can indeed close the book on Merkel. Look to make it 2 wins and 2 starts. The 0-1 on the way. Check swing, a pitch low and in. They'll appeal the third. No swing, says Ray Bidwell. So the count now is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Some familiar faces doing a lot of the damage tonight. Home runs from 3 returners from a year ago, along with Lamar Sparks as well. 1-1. Emanuel waits. Here it comes. This one a ground ball to Newman. Gets a high hop, handles it, and he will race Emanuel to the bag for out number 1. Brunson moves up to third on the play. Adam Oviedo will now be the hitter as Emanuel sent back to the dugout for the 3rd time hitless. He is now 0 for 3. Adam Oviedo now stepping in. Oviedo hit a fly ball out to Sparks. It was a pretty well-struck ball back in the 5th inning. Took Sparks back to the wall. Sparks was able to make a nice play, caroming into the wall, reaching up high to make the catch. First pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball in the outer half makes the count 0-1. Nasty pitch with some sink on the outside. 1 out in the frame. Voyagers a run in this inning. RBI base hit or double from Brunson. Now 6 RBIs on the year. 1-out pitch is fouled straight back by Oviedo. Again, fastball in the outer half. A little bit more mustard on that one. More of just a country hardball, 4-seam. Count now 0-2 on Oviedo. Infield not playing in at this point. You wouldn't expect them to. With the 6-run advantage, Missoula would gladly take an out to give up a run in this spot with the 6-run lead. 0-2 to Oviedo, the pitch. This one up high. Ball and 2 strikes. That's one of the main things you want to try to do against this Great Falls club. Stay away from the big inning. This offense has done it numerous times against the Paddleheads this year. 1-2 on the way inside, almost hits Oviedo. Count now even at 2. Where they put those crooked numbers up, 4 runs, 5 runs, even 6 at times against Missoula. As long as you keep them corralled, so to speak, should be in good shape. Don't let them build up too much momentum. The 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Changeup off the plate. Nasty pitch. 2 down in the inning. That was filthy in a 2-strike count, as Brayton Daniel will now jump into the box. Changeup broke down and off the plate. Brayton Daniel into the box now with 2 away. Daniels given the Brittany treatment. First pitch. Called a strike on the outside. 0-1. See, the Brittany treatment, gave him the oops, I did it again. That's always a good go-to walkout, mock walkout. 0-1 pitch to Daniel with 2 outs is a line drive up the middle, sinking liner that's going to get down in front of Greenwald. Second hit in a row and as many at-bats for Daniel. This one drives in another run. The score is now 9-4. RBI number 14 for Brayton Daniel. Into the box now will be Jake Malik. So the Voyagers showing a little fight coming down the stretch. Cut the deficit to 5. Jake Malik in the box, 0 for 3. First pitch to him is skied down the left field line, shallow left field. Coming in for it is Akins into foul ground. He makes the catch. Behind the bullpen for out number 3. 2 runs in for the Great Falls Voyagers, an RBI double for Brunson, RBI base hit for Brayton Daniel. Missoula still leads by 5. 9-4 the score. Time to stretch as we head into the bottom of the 7th.
Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment is a local, family-owned business and proud sponsor of Missoula PaddleHeads baseball. Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer carries a wide variety of truck and trailer accessories, gooseneck and dump equipment. Anytime you want to maximize your flatbed, have hauling needs, require specialized fabrication, or need trailer repair, get the job done right. For professional advice, go to the experts at Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment, 5680 Expressway in Missoula, or check out their inventory at www.rmtte.com.
Coulter's got beef. You can ask me any and everything about what we talk about on the show. Don't ask me about these recruits. Here's the answer to your question. Which recruits are the ones that are the best? Which recruits are the ones that are going to make it for both the Cats and the Grizz in this signing class? Here's your answer. The ones that stick it out. If you stick it out in Bobby Houck or Brent Deegan's programs and you navigate it and you make it to the end, there's a chance you can be pretty good. And if you don't, there's not. That's it.
Nuanez Now, every weekday at 4 p.m. on ESPN Radio Missoula.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Missoula Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Home half of the 7th here in Missoula. Paddleheads with the 5-run advantage over the Great Falls Voyagers. This inning will begin with a new pitcher coming out to the hill. Another returner from a year ago taking the mound. It's Matt Thomas. Thomas, a pitcher that's struggled to this point on the mound. This is his 6th appearance. He's given up an 11 1/3. He's given up 15 hits and 13 earned runs. Struggled against Missoula as well, as Nick Gatewood will start this inning off. First pitch to Gator is outside. Fastball off the plate. 1-0 the count. Last outing against the Paddleheads was in a loss against Missoula back on June the 5th. 1-0 pitch from Thomas is a ground ball, left side, sliding attempt by Oviedo. Just kind of knocked it down, couldn't do anything else with it. That will be a base hit for Gatewood. Gatewood's second hit of the game. Now 2 for 4 as Keaton Greenwald will now be the batter. Greenwald has also been on base. Was scored technically as a infield single for Greenwald, but it was that bizarre play. First pitch to Greenwald swung on and fouled off. It was that bizarre play back in the 5th inning where Greenwald hit one to the left side of the infield where Runge was at third. He threw across, and by the time the throw got over, Jepson had lost his footing and he hit the deck. So the ball got away. The 0-1 is a strike on the outside. Now you're thinking, how is there not an error charged? Well, Jepson didn't touch the ball, and you can't charge an error on Runge, obviously, at third base. So that ball getting away was not on Runge. The 0-2 to Greenwald is a high chopper over the mound. Charging in as Atwood has it, throws on to first just in time to get Greenwald hustling up the line. And it looks like a pinch hitter is going to jump into the box now in place of Brenton Davis. Looks like switch hitting Anders Green is going to swing the bat. So Anders Green gets an at-bat. Looks like we may see another pinch hitter come up next as well. So Anders Green gets an at-bat. Utility infielder made his way off the inactive list last week as Green fouls off the first pitch he sees. Fastball from Thomas. Green, not fooled at all, was sitting in the bushes for that one. Fouled it back, 0-1 count. Green, in 5 games, is 3 for 11 swinging the bat. The 0-1 on the way is hit high in the air, down the left field line. Deeb coming over towards foul territory. He's going to run out of room. This one bounces onto that grassy knoll, and now there's a dog pile. Bodies everywhere. Massive humanity going after the foul ball. Me, oh my. 0-2 the count. Still nothing will beat. Last season, Paddleheads had a television affiliate. This year, streaming the games on YouTube in home games. Always remember a replay of these kids on kind of a wet night going after a foul ball. There must have been 12 kids just piled up. Looked like something at a Sentinel football game on a Friday night as Green takes strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Goes down looking for the second out of the inning. And we will now see another pinch hitter as Brandon Riley jumps into the box. So Riley given an at-bat. The night for Aikens, I imagine, over. I imagine Anders Green was probably your designated pinch hitter. We'll probably see Davis go back in defensively for the next half inning. First pitch to Riley is a ground ball towards the middle. Charging in is Oviedo at short. He throws to first. Out at first is Riley. Pretty close play at first base. Riley didn't like it. He's going to stand around and wait to see if they'll appeal the call. That was awfully close at first. So we'll wait. And no, they're not going to get an appeal as Riley is called out on the play. That got Barney, the Barney theme song. Oh boy, as Andy Atwood steps in, the hard-throwing John LaRosa on the hill for the 8th. First pitch, fastball fouled away. This will be fun, because this is the first time I've seen LaRosa throw with TrackMan on, with the gun on him. Let's see just how country hardball LaRosa can go. Atwood in the box. Pitch to him is low and away. Makes the count even at a ball and a strike. Atwood, an infield hit his last time. He's 1 for 3. Atwood, Jepson, and Deeb, 3-4-5. This inning for the Voyagers. 1-1 from LaRosa. Ground ball through the right side. A base hit for Andy Atwood. Fastball on the outer half. Nice piece of hitting from Atwood, just going right with the location of the pitch. Lead off the inning with a base hit. Took Great Falls a little time, but last couple innings, they've had it rolling offensively. Been on the board in 3 consecutive innings. They have another leadoff man on here in the 8th. Even in a night where you think you've pretty much kept the offense corralled, still make it tough on you. Pitch from LaRosa is up high. 1 ball, no strike count with a fastball. Fastball so far from LaRosa, mid-9s, 94, 95 miles an hour. 1-0, runner takes off, fastball up high, throw down second, not even close. Atwood easily steals that one. Surprised that he beat it by that much. That was a high fastball from La Rosa. A lot of times when you see a high pitch, naturally takes the catcher into a position where he can throw somebody out. Not in that instance, though. 2-0, pitch to Jepson. Fastball misses the outside, 3-0 the count. This is not the way La Rosa wanted to start this inning off. With the 5-run cushion, the last thing you want to do is fuel the flames of a rally, start putting people on for free. Count 3-0 to Jepson. Here it comes. Jepson takes this one, a fastball that pops the mid on the outside corner for strike one. Quiet 0 for 3 so far for Jepson at the dish. So far in the first two games, just 1 for 8 for Riley Jepson. 3-1, La Rosa fires. This one not close. Ball 4 misses high. That may start some bullpen activity quickly. Michael Schlack is coming out to the mound as well immediately, seeing something with La Rosa that he doesn't like. And I'm sure part of the message, too, is, yes, you got the 5-run lead. That should mean exactly a reason why you shouldn't want to be walking anybody. Go after him. If you get dinged a couple of times as you challenged him, that's one thing. It looks like some more bullpen activity will get started. I believe Hellinger just got up, Sam Hellinger. And yes, he did. Just started throwing in the paddlehead pen down the left field line. La Rosa has pitched very well coming into this outing. Rosa having struck out 13 in 6 innings to this point. He's given up just 1 run, 1.29 ERA entering this outing. This is ridiculous, averaging 19 strikeouts per 9 innings with those 13 Ks. Michael Deeb fouled off the first pitch he saw on the outside, 0-1. And the key for La Rosa on the hill has been the fastball command. His first 6 outings has had very good control of the heater. 0-1 to Michael Deeb. Pitch on the way is down below the knees. Evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball with a little sink on it that time. It's a little different grip from La Rosa. A little dip in the velocity as well. That one came in at 90 miles an hour on the gun. Touched on La Rosa sitting between 93 to 95 with straight 4-seam. 1-1 the count to Michael Deeb, who is bounced out his last 2 at-bats, 1 for 3 overall. The 1-1 delivery is past Davis. Actually hits Deeb. Thought it bounced to the backstop clean, but actually hit Deeb before it did so. So this inning starting to go towards disaster for Missoula. A walk and a hit batsman have loaded the bases with nobody out. Great Falls down 5 right now, but starting to tighten up with the bad start from La Rosa. Kind of starting to feel like last night in this inning. As Colin Runge steps in, tough batter to this point. First pitch to him is way out of the zone, 1-0. And I would think it's got to be red alert for Hellinger in that bullpen down the left field line. With La Rosa struggling out there on the mound. He can't find the zone. Runge already reached base 3 times, as I mentioned. Homer and a single and a walk. The 1-0. Fastball low. No. Called a strike. Looked like it was below the knees, but La Rosa got the call. Paddleheads, I'm sure, are praying for a ground ball here in the top of the 8th with the bases loaded and nobody out. Pitch to Runge, 1-1, swing and a miss. Pitch on the outer half, changeup from La Rosa, makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. Good idea from La Rosa. He's been throwing almost specifically fastballs on the mound. Now ahead in the count, 1-2 to Runge. Brunson to follow. The 0-2 on the way. Swing and a ball fouled at home plate. Runge just getting a piece of that one. Fastball at 96 on the gun. 1-2 the count. Runge just got the tip of the bat on. If I were La Rosa, I would go that again, just a hair higher. Probably would swing right through it. The 1-2 on the way is outside. Fastball missing. 2-2. Think that was the idea, was to go to the outer half, but not quite that far off the plate. Bring it a little bit closer, make it tougher for Runge to keep the bat back. 2-2 with the bases loaded. La Rosa throws. This one raced, but foul. Another off-speed pitch that time from La Rosa. Runge still out in front of it. Is able to make contact, though, to stay alive. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Atwood at third, Jepson at second, Deeb is at first. The 2-2 on the way outside to fill up the count. 3-ball and 2-strike count. This a big pitch. A walk here obviously brings in a run. And all of a sudden, the Voyagers would have the tying run at the plate as well. 3-ball, 2-strike count to Colin Runge. Target in from Davis. La Rosa throws. Ball 4. That's going to walk in a run. Unbelievable. So the score is now 9-5. 4 base runners have reached in a row. 3 of them for free. Score is now 9-5. Michael Schlack on the top step. Have to imagine he's coming out. Yes, he is. Paddleheads will make a change. La Rosa just never had a feel for it on the mound in this outing. Batter will be Tavis Brunson, as Sam Hellinger will now step in to try to stop the bleeding in this half inning. Outing, a blip on the map for La Rosa. Had been so fantastic on the hill. Previous outings just didn't quite have it tonight. Hellinger comes on in a tough spot. The base is loaded with nobody out. This is his 5th appearance out of the pen for manager Michael Schlack. Hellinger in 7 1/3 innings, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 runs allowed, 3.68 ERA. And the walks is what got Missoula in trouble last night as well. It's the 13 walks in the game last night. Hadn't had many in the game entering this frame. Actually, just 1 walk. And it came in the last inning, the 6th. But 2 walks and a hit batsman brings in a run for the Voyagers. The inning began with a base hit through the right side of the infield. Series finale between these two will be tomorrow evening. Indigenous Heritage Night, as we've been touching on through the broadcast. Paddleheads will then have a pretty good stretch of games on the road. Have the one makeup game here on Monday. Wasn't scheduled to be here, and technically the Paddleheads will not be the home team in that game. That'll be kind of interesting to be playing a game in Missoula where the Mustangs will actually be the home team. To reiterate, that makeup game from last weekend in Billings will be next Monday, a 1 o'clock start. Tavis Brunson will now be the batter. Represents the tying run in the box. in a 9-5 game in the 8th. First pitch from Hellinger is up high, gets past Davis. Here comes Jepson from third, and it's a 3-run game. Everything going wrong in the 8th inning for the Paddleheads. What in the world is going on out there? Man, I hope Vince Lombardi's not watching. My goodness. Wheels just coming off here in this half inning. Now runners on at second and third, still nobody out. This is just bizarre. 1-0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Paddleheads have led by as many as 7 runs in the game, but the Voyagers have been on the board in 4 consecutive innings to make this thing interesting coming down the stretch. 1-1, swing and a miss, fastball, couldn't catch up to it. Count now a ball and 2 strikes. To Brunson, hit a looping line drive down the left field line. His last time drove in a run on a double. Part of 2-run inning for the Voyagers. 2 runs in, nobody out here in the 8th. Nick Emanuel to follow. Hellinger, a deep breath and a 1-2 delivery. This one off the outside. Evens up the count at 2. Runge is the runner at third with Runge at second with Michael Deeb at third. 8 hits for the Voyagers, 12 for Missoula. 2-2 coming to Brunson. Taken low and in for ball 3. Danger of putting another man on for free. Already had 2 walks and a hit batsman and a wild pitch. The payoff is grounded to second. O'Connor has it cleanly. A run will come in from third, but that is mercifully the first out of the inning. Brunson retired for out number 1, but it's now a 2-run game. Score now 9-7. Give the Voyagers credit for battling down the stretch, but this rally has been all on the Paddleheads. Just 1 hit for Great Falls. It was such a crazy instance also. Missoula was just cruising, and all of a sudden the wheels just fall off in the 8th inning. Here's Nick Emanuel. First pitch is high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike count. Emanuel 0 for 3 to this point. Bounced to Newman at first, who took it to the bag himself his last time in the box. 1-0 delivery on the way is at the knees, strike 1. Good pitch in that instance. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. But even on a night where, for the most part, Missoula has dominated, Great Falls battling still. The 1-1 pitch with 1 out. It's a soft liner that's caught by O'Connor to the right of the bag for out number 2. Not much on that one towards second at all. Off the end of the bat. Pretty easy play for McLean O'Connor for the second out. That will send Adam Oviedo into the box. Oviedo 0 for 3 to this point. Hellinger just looking to get the Paddleheads back into the dugout. But just the 3 runs scoring. First pitch. This a hopper towards second. O'Connor, an off-balance throw to first is low and Newman can't handle it. That allows another run to come in to score. It is now a 1-run game, 9-8 the score now. Oviedo just hit that one to the right spot. It was a high hopper to the right of the bag. Tough play for O'Connor. Threw it low and Newman couldn't handle it. That will be an infield hit for Oviedo. And an RBI, his 8th of the year. Braden Daniel in the box now is the lead run. with the Voyagers now just trailing by 1. First pitch, swing and a miss at a fastball, 0-1. Daniel, the 8th batter of this inning as well. But again, it hasn't been loud contact or good at bats. 3 passes. Sloppy baseball in this inning, frankly, from the Paddleheads. 0-1. Here it comes. This one popped up foul. Down the left field line. Now in this sequence, you're just trying to exit this inning with the lead. Great Falls has scored now 6 runs in the last 2 innings, unanswered, to get back into the game, erasing what was a 7-run deficit for Missoula almost. The 0-2, here it comes. Swing and a miss at a fastball. And mercifully, this inning is over. Bottom half of the 8th coming up, but this game has become a lot more interesting. A lot of sloppy defense and wild pitching. Voyagers climb back into it. 9-8 score.
Now back to Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula.
Well, it was really having a pretty good night to this point. Game was rolling right along. Paddleheads were seemingly in control as Kevin Watley steps in. First pitch of the bottom of the 8th misses outside. Ball 1. Then the top of the 8th happened. That was an ugly frame. No other way to say it. 1-0 pitch to Watley is a called strike on the outside, evens up the count. Good news is Missoula still has the lead despite that ugly inning, but it's just 1 run. 9-8 is now the score. See if the Paddleheads can get some breathing room. Kevin Watley in the box is hitless. Thomas still out there. The 1-1 pitch misses up and away. And Thomas is a guy that struggled against Missoula before. So I'm sure the Paddleheads would love to get a run or two here just to try to rein in some of that momentum. Because that's the other thing. I'm sure Great Falls feels pretty confident now on the other side about the 9th inning. The 2-1. Breaking ball taken, strike at the knees. Evens up the count at 2. Watley, mentioned quiet, hitless, 0 for 4 coming into this at-bat. Thompson to follow, and then McLean O'Connor. 2-2. Pitch to Watley. Swing and a ball, I believe, yes, fouled at home plate, just barely. Popped out of the glove of Emmanuel at the last second as well. Touched on the struggles of Thomas. I'm surprised that Tommy Thompson, with this game tightening up, didn't go to one of their other late inning relievers. Saw Becerra throw last night just 1 inning. 2-2 pitch is low and inside to Watley to fill up the count, 3-2. Also kind of an interesting spot. If you're familiar with the Paddleheads, you know that Jason Newman also is quite talented on the mound, along with his work swinging the bat and playing first base. The payoff to Watley is a line shot towards Oviedo. He has it to the left of the bag, throws in time to get Watley. That ball stung to Oviedo at short, but he was able to handle it cleanly for the first out of the bottom of the 8th. That sends Cam Thompson into the box. Thompson's reached base twice. He's 1 for 2 with an infield hit and a walk. To mention again, Newman being the guy that can pitch and play in the field and does both very well as Thompson lifts one into right center field. This one is going to get down towards the gap. Thompson going to test Atwood. Here's the throw in, not in time. That's a double into right center field. Said Atwood, it was Malik in right center field, tracked it down before it got to the gap in right center, but still deep enough into the gap. Thompson was able to stretch it to a double. Double number 7 on the year for Cam Thompson. It's McLean O'Connor will now jump into the box. O'Connor has homered tonight. Reached base his last time up on an error by Oviedo. 9-8 game. Missoula would love to stretch it in this inning. Pitch from Thomas, slow hit, ground ball. Runge charging in, checks the runner back and throws on to first in time to get O'Connor. Nicely done by Runge to chase Thompson back to second, making sure he couldn't advance to third on the play. Throws out O'Connor. And that brings Jason Newman into the box. He can help himself here. So he will most likely come in to pitch the 9th inning. And what a night it's been for Jason Newman at the plate. Newman just a triple short of the cycle. Saw 2 Paddlehead players hit for the cycle last year. Both Aaron Bond and Zach Almond, league MVP, did it a year ago. First pitch to Newman. Ground ball off the glove of Thomas. Knocks it down. Has time to throw on to first to get the out. A sharply hit ground ball, but Thomas able to get leather on it to keep it from going in center field. Here we go. We're headed to the top of the 9th. It's a 1-run game. All of a sudden, the Voyagers have a chance to steal one late.
You're listening to Paddlehead Baseball, ESPN Missoula.
Well, the gong of the dead man has sounded. That means the icon, the phenom, Jason Newman, has taken the mound to pitch the bottom half of the ninth inning. And wouldn't it be fitting that it's Newman try to take the Paddleheads home in Game 2 of this series to try to knot this baby up at a game apiece. It's been a heck of a night at the plate. 2 homers, 4 for 5 for Newman, swinging it. Now we'll look to pick up the save in the ninth inning as well. For Newman, this is, taking a look at it, I believe his 3rd appearance on the mound. And yes, indeed it is. Has 1 save. Newman in 2 innings has given up 2 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. Looking for his 2nd save here of 2022. It will be Jake Malik leading things off, so a good spot in the order for Great Falls. First pitch from Newman misses outside for ball 1. Voyagers have this chance in the 9th inning because of an ugly 8th. Saw the Paddleheads walk 3 batters, hit another, also had a wild pitch. The 1-0 delivery is on the outside with a breaking ball. Evens up the count at 1. Malik, Andy Atwood, and Riley Jepson, 2-3-4, needing 1 run to tie it. 1-1. Newman sets and throws. Fastball misses. 2 ball, 1 strike count. First time also we've seen Newman with the radar on with TrackMan. Interesting to see where his fastball is sitting. The 2-1 on the way. This one fouled straight back. Fastball there, 90 miles an hour on the gun. Even count at 2. Playbook open for Newman in this spot. Can go with the change, slider, or stick with the heat. Malik to this point hitless. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Blew it by him for out number 1. And there is the golden sombrero for Jake Malik. His 4th strikeout moves to 0 for 5. Andy Atwood will now be the batter with 1 out. Atwood, an infield hit and a single. To this point, 2 for 4. Atwood was the man that started the rally in the last half inning for Great Falls, the 4-run rally. First pitch, breaking ball. Misses for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Pitch looked to be in a pretty good spot, low part of the zone. 1-0 offering on the way. This one, a soft line drive, backhanded by O'Connor at second. He flips on to first in time to record the 2nd out. And quick note also, forgot to mention this, but with Newman moving on to the mound, Nick Gatewood, who is the DH, is now playing first base. Fan will come to their feet now with 2 outs here in the 9th, and the bases are empty. Riley Jepson coming up. But this is where Newman wanted to see Jepson. 2 outs and the base is empty. One of the better overall hitters in the Pioneer League. Best Jepson can do is tie the game. First pitch. Fastball away. 1 ball, no strike count. Fans on their feet here at Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. Missoula trailing to clinging to a 1-run advantage. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Changeup off the plate. Nasty there. Evens up the count at 1. Voyagers built up a lot of momentum with that 4-run rally. But the dead man was waiting. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball strike on the inside corner. Voyagers are down to their last strike. 1-2 is the count. 2 outs. 9-8 game. Newman looking to hold the line. If Jepson gets on, Deeb is next. 1-2, Newman, the pitch, swing and a miss, and a changeup below the knees. The dead man does it again. And the Paddleheads even up the series at a game apiece. It was a night for Newman. 2 home runs, and he gets the save in the 9th. What a story, and what a talent. I have never in my life seen a baseball player with a skill set like Jason Newman, and it is a heck of a lot of fun to watch him night in and night out. Paddleheads win 9-8. We'll wrap it up after this.
Hi, I'm Montana Secretary of State Christy Jacobson. Are you registered to vote? Have you recently